I remember the word sanskar like as if it was God. Sanskar, it's not in us, sanskar. And nobody's asking you that, culture and sanskar makes you less fashionable or less, cool or less you can have a voice and still have a sanskar. You can have a mini skirt or a bikini attire and still have sanskar. So people are getting mixed up over here with that thought.
Wait a minute. She has kids, she has dogs, she has a family. Now she has a business, and there she is jogging, there she is running, there she is. Oh my god, I better get up and go.
And I do not know how to attune people. So do not come around asking me, can you attune me? No. I do have a lot of my family members saying to me themselves that, have you considered being a motivational speaker and having your own podcast? Even when it came to my marriage date, the date I wanted to have my children, the date I wanted to build my brand, the date I knew I wanted to do everything, I go by a schedule. I have an entourage of staff and God has blessed me, but there is something known as supervision and monitoring all that. So it's not like it's at a click of a button and I'm screaming. That's how I don't feel scattered ever.
Malaika, what keeps you motivated? I have to know.
Me, myself, and I. And yes, my children. I look at them every day. I lost my parents at a very young age. And, no one told them their age that they must take care of their health. I truly advise everybody, there are no shortcuts. There is no one fad diet that fits all. Find out what works for you. Go with that. Don't starve yourself. That's the worst thing you can do. But definitely go out there and exercise. By far, the most amazing social media representative.
Look at us casually chilling on our Essence of Malaika furniture. So cozy. Thank you, sweet. I'm trying to create a collaborative space where influencers can come. And, when I started out, I didn't have these facilities.
Yes.
I didn't know my path. But now there's like over 46 million influencers, and we want to give them a space to be able to come, create, spend time together.
I can see there are things being constructed, there are people consistently working, running around, and the vibration and the energy of the space is so nice. Right on the main road in Bombay,
I know.
surrounded by green and the serene environment, it's almost unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's been an amazing journey. I've been following your fitness journey for years now. I feel not just inspire, I feel your content is so helpful.
Thank you.
When I'm seeing your content, I'm like, wait a minute. She has kids, she has dogs, she has a family. Now she has a business, and there she is jogging, there she is running, there she is. Oh my god, I better get up and go. How? Please tell me a little.
Honestly, it's not a rocket science. I truly believe if you are somebody at a very young age who set a discipline, okay? And to everyone, discipline is different. But to me, discipline is being in routine, right?
Yeah.
Every morning, if you do not look after yourself, you cannot look after anybody else. So for me, every day I wake up at 5 a.m. I meditate. It's been 25 years now. I've been practicing Reiki. I'm a level 3 and I do not know how to attune people. So do not come around asking me, can you attune me? No. And I don't believe in healing others. I believe healing yourself, and it's quite possible. So I give Reiki to myself. I meditate. I have affirmations that I say to myself every morning.
And which you share with others, and that helps others.
Thank you. Yeah, I do. I think it's important. I think one must not hide their secrets. We are all but, humans, and we're all creatures of the mighty universe. And I think it's important to share everything. If the universe can share himself or herself or thyself with us, we both or all must learn to coexist. Sorry.
Yes, so I have a lot of questions. I see you do weight training. I see you do cardio. I see you do yoga. What is your fitness routine?
So, Meda, as I said, after I wake up, I do my meditation, etc. I make sure my kids are up for school. They've had their breakfast. They've had whatever that is needed. Their timetables are in order. Their lunches are packed. I have an entourage of staff and God has blessed me, but there is something known as supervision and monitoring all that. So it's not like it's at a click of a button and I'm screaming, you scream, koi hai idhar, but that's normal. And, but yeah, there is a certain, kind of discipline that takes place there. So yes, I believe in the word discipline, discipline, discipline. Routine, 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 consistency, consistency, consistency. And by that, when it comes to my fitness, there is nothing greater you can give to yourself, okay, is to keep yourself fit. Fit does not mean thin. Fit does not mean going into crash diets. I have nothing against people doing intermittent fasting or, keto or anything, but no diet fits all. We all must think what works for us, okay? I am, if someone asked me what is my biggest sin, I would say it's gluttony. And I can eat even when I'm looking at somebody eat, I will think about eating. So I know my output has to be a lot more than, most normal people. So I run every day, interval training, not like a Mustang, but I run every day about 3 km to 5 km, depending on my time. So I start about 8:30, where I do something called interval endurance training. So you can tag it as HIIT, you can target it as cardiovascular, but it involves a lot of mixed like weights, and I go with what I feel like doing. So if my body feels like I need athletic training, that's exactly what I do. And I give about almost 30 minutes of that, then 30 minutes of cardio. So cardio is what I call free cardio. When I say free cardio, it can be a run, it can be a walk, it can be a stroll or talk with your friends. So I have a group of friends where we call ourselves walk and talk friends. Okay. So, it's our time because we're all busy. I'm not the only one who multitasks. There are many of my friends who do. My sister-in-laws are great inspirations, whether it's from my paternal side and maternal side, whether it's from my today, family of where I'm married into. They are we all believe in our health and we're gifted, touch wood, so keep it up. There is no excuse. Yeah.
Malaika, what keeps you motivated? I have to know.
Me, myself, and I, and yes, my children. I look at them every day. I lost my parents at a very young age. And, no one told them their age that they must take care of their health. It's very few niche people at their age believed in, exercise and physical activities. They all lived a very, I wouldn't call it sedentary, but they lived a passive life where, asking my mother to go take a walk was like, oh my God, I'd rather diet. You know what I mean? Right. Where I feel our age, my generation and generation onwards have become very health conscious and are aware. I truly advise everybody, there are no shortcuts. There is no one fad diet that fits all. Find out what works for you. Go with that. Don't starve yourself. That's the worst thing you can do. But definitely go out there and exercise. So yeah, I'm my own cheerleader, my own critique. And I truly believe that you don't need anybody to tell you so.
I think that's amazing. It's fantastic advice for all the moms as well. You're so self-motivated. Malaika, now we're talking about physical cleanse. I also want to talk about the spiritual cleanse because
Yeah.
I feel almost enlightened when I read, what you write.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
yes,
It's kind of you to be seeing that part of me, because as much as I want to eventually share it with the world, I do have a lot of my family members saying to me themselves that, have you considered being a motivational speaker and having your own podcast? And I said, you know what? Everything has a time. You can't do everything at once because you will get saturated. Um, Motherhood came to me unplanned, very natural. That isn't true. I planned to be a mother when I wanted to be a mother. I planned to get married when I wanted to get married. Fortunately, I am married today to my childhood sweetheart, Zayed Khan. And he dotes over me and he loves me. And I don't think there is any human on this planet who loves me the way he does. And he sees me, what he calls me is a schedule and a timetable. That's how he associates me with. He's like, everything in your life has a timetable. Everything in your life has a schedule. He's like, how do you live? I said, because that's the only way I see it. So for me also, even when it came to my marriage date, the date I wanted to have my children, the date I wanted to build my brand, the date I knew I wanted to do everything, I go by a schedule. That's how I don't feel scattered ever. I know that there will be a gazillion people are saying, she's joking, it can't be. It's true. If you are scheduled and if you have a timetable, you have time for everything. You have time for your kids, you have time for work, you have time for yourself. It's all about starting early. And yes, Akshay Kumar is right that their 5 a.m., there is truth to it, because I've been following it now for over 4 years.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Earlier, I used to wake up at 6 and I used to always find I didn't have enough time, and 5 a.m. does work. So yeah, kudos to the 5 a.m. club.
yes.
And I'm proud to say I'm one. And not that I don't enjoy myself. I do. I love enjoying myself.
So how do you balance on those days?
Everything is on moderation. A couple of glasses of wine. Even Jesus Christ had a feud, I think. I'm not sure, but at least they speak about it in
Yes.
Christianity. I'm sorry if I do offend anybody. And getting off the religious topic, I think every person is allowed, if they take to drinking. But you know what? If I may say so, when I am feeling down and out, you know what works for me, Meda, believe it or not? I wear my shoes and I go out for a run.
Wow.
Even if it's that extra kilometer, because there is something else.
Movement.
It's sweat, it's movement. I believe that sweat coming out of your body, those thoughts coming out of you is, so there's nothing to it. And if you have the privilege of going out and coming in touch with nature, for me, it's Cafe Azmi Park. I go there, I feel like, there's something that happens, when they show it in the movie Avatar. Have you seen Avatar? I'm sure the world has.
Yeah.
It's true. It's somebody who experiences that.
Around Mother Nature.
It's incredible what nature can do. It can heal you from anything and everything. I truly believe it. And don't run away from it. Don't do it to yourself, even if it is, there was a time when people who spoke to plants, people laughed at them. It's true. I talk to animals. Again, Zayed calls me an animal whisperer. He's like, I don't know how they come to you. I said, because I am allowing that. And, they feel vibrations far greater than any of us. Yeah. We have to actually communicate to each other to express anything. Yeah. Right? With animals, it's incredible. My dog and I will look at each other, because I'm an animal lover. Since I was born, I had dogs under my, my cradle. Literally, like, what's it called? I forget now. I haven't had a child in a long time. Excuse me. But yeah, so I literally am looking at my dog's eyes and I'm making expressions, and then I see him start wagging his tail. It's just that you don't need to always have a voice. Sometimes use the other, sensations, sensational glands, sensational organs, however you want to say. Keep in touch with them. That's very important.
That communication is happening at another level.
It's beautiful, I have to say. And as far as spirituality goes, I think if you have been blessed by opening I read a lot. You know how some people have like 5, I don't know, at least I do also, I'm sorry, but I have about 5 Netflix or Hotstar shows going on because I need time out from, certain shows beyond 15 minutes. Anyway, I sleep after 15 minutes of watching anything. But even with my books, I have at a time 3 books going on. And how do you keep track of what's going on? And that's the beauty of it, right? Because, and I kind of do it a little bit, there's a secret to it. The books are related to a certain topic, and I'm very intrigued by the brain and the human mind and the person's psychology. I can watch, you know how certain people would watch a criminal or a murder mystery show drama and get grossed out by it?
Yeah.
I don't. I find it, how do you say, I find it like, I'm curious, why does a human do that? Or show love, or show anger, or show rage? Why? So that's me.
I think it's the essence of being alive. You're a curious person, and
Absolutely.
I didn't know, like, you're an avid reader, and you're a multitasker, scheduled, disciplined. It sounds like an entrepreneur to me.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, it just happened, and I cannot take away from the fact that I have been inspired. Again, I will repeat, my sister-in-laws, my sister, and I think you would know the ones living here in India, as they are so famous for what they have done professionally and in their works of life. In fact, Farah Khan, my sister-in-law, she inspires me. Besides her jewelry, she has so much to give to life.
Yes.
She's very spiritual, like as I am.
Yes.
And she's a go-getter, and she's as disciplined as I am. When I'm leaving for my 8:30 run, she's done with her gym. Hey, so beat that, right? She's but you see, her kids are older, so she can start her day much early. So while my kids are around, I'm reading, I'm listening to podcasts, I'm constantly educating myself while my children are getting themselves together. There has to be some responsibility from their side. And then Simone Aurora also, she is the head and the director of one of the biggest textile furnishing company we know as D-Deco. They've opened their fabric care line. She overlooks everything. I don't see her a day not busy, if I may say. She also runs her own store called Simone. I mean, how she multitasks, I'm like a rookie or rookie, however they say it. Yeah.
But what's interesting is all of you are so you want to give. It doesn't, there was no need for, say, I follow Farah as well. And every day in the morning, she's, spreading joy, she's smiling, she's saying, hello, beautiful world. And,
But that's exactly right, Medha. If the universe, and how everybody would term the God, okay, the higher spirit, if he's able to share, okay, his gifts, his knowledge, his love, his attention, who are we? We have to learn to coexist. And time again, you will keep hearing me say this, because, nothing is built alone.
yes,
You are not a one-man army.
yes,
Even in, Javans, right? There's not one Jawan going out there fighting a battle. It takes a team
to have village.
exactly. It takes a village to bring up a child. there are reasons why these, so-called quotes are made and for us to believe, because I mean, even today, my brand EOM, again, Essence of Malaika, was, with a lot of guidance from here. My sister, I mean, she's a sister to me, Zayed Khan. I was under her wing for over 10 years. And I mean, today, I remember there used to be a time we used to call it MK Furniture Line. You know what I mean? And we'd always say that we should make MK Furniture Line together, MK Furniture Line together. But eventually, I guess everyone has to grow and make their own. Yeah. And I think, somewhere, a 3-year sabbatical. So I took a 3-year sabbatical before. And before today we speak.
Yes.
And in fact, it was the 2nd of July, 2022, I think, when the name Essence of Malaika came, because because I'm so spiritual and I practice yoga now for 25 years. I meditate for now 25 years. So the sound Om is a very relevant factor in my life, because do you know something? When you say the word Om, it is a sound where the Trinity, as I call it, so your mind, body, and soul are all at one. Okay? There is a great deal of science to yoga. There is a great deal, and I cannot tell you all enough how important it is to say Om to yourself with your ears shut, if possible, or however it is, with your hands here. Nobody's judging you. But to just say Om to yourself at least 5 times every morning, the clarity you will have in your mind, nothing touches it. That's as simple as meditation is. Okay? And that's why, so when I made my brand EOM, it was like, of Malaika, of Malaika. I've been through some really strange words, furniture of Malaika. I'm like, who are you? No one knows. You know what I mean? And then from furniture, from stories, from crux, I was like, hey, I sang, because it still is EO. So,
Oh my God, that's beautiful.
yeah,
And that's beautiful.
and touch wood, I've had a lot of friends who you will be meeting even today. Malini, who's been truly a backbone and heard me through this since the past 2 years, and has been a real force, a push. You have to do it, Malaika. I'm giving you another month. And da. There was always something or the other. I've always had tumultuous situations happen around me, whether it's my children or family. I lost my mother. There's always been something. And I would I'd go into my shell, and then I have beautiful family and friends that would keep, how do you say, you pull that. I wasn't a lazy horse. It was just, I sometimes just gave up. And then I had these strong women around me, and my husband. I can't take away from my husband. I can't take away from my in-laws. Everyone in my family has been a great force to reckon with. And I'm just blessed to have so many hands to always, pull me out of everything.
It takes a village. And I remember the first time we ever spoke, you told me that, Mida, we should behave in a way that when people behave during floods,
Yes,
they're helping each other. They're not looking at who the person is or why should I help. You're just going there and helping. And
absolutely.
I think that changed. I said, okay, I know I'm talking to Malaika now. Yes.
And we'll do many more of these. I'm sure we have lots to talk about, because Essence of Malaika doesn't just end on a furniture journey. I intend.
You have plans?
Yes, I do. But, right now, let's keep it in my Pandora's box, because that can only open every so often, right?
That we know, but I'm sure everybody, everything is so creative, Malaika. I want to know your creative journey into building your brand.
So, I will be talking about this on various levels. But first thing I want to say, I am a Kodaikanal International School graduate. I did my diploma of certification diploma in art and art history.
Okay.
And my mother, being a Britisher, I saw her take a lot of effort, and it was not forced. It was her love to fit in to a country that she loved. You know what I mean? And she, I remember the word sanskar like as if it was God. Sanskar, it's not in us, sanskar. And, so maybe that's why I'm so disciplined and that's why I'm so routine, because she embedded that word into us, like so many levels.
Yes.
And I feel it's an important word where today we tend to leave it behind. And nobody's asking you that, culture and sanskar makes you less fashionable or less, cool or less like, yeah, you can have a voice and still have a sanskar. You can have a, a mini skirt or a, a bikini attire and still have sanskar. So people are getting mixed up over here with that thought. And back to what I was saying, so I did my journey of art, and my tribute was to India. And that's how this line is coming along the way. And my first phase, my first story, so I intend to write a chapter of 5, tribute to India, and my first chapter. And I actually haven't released this yet. And that is still a word that I will be saying to EOM first, my own Insta page.
Yes.
So Meda, you have to excuse me on that one.
No.
Because I'm still revealing this collection's name, and it's going to take 2-3 days. So not even, I think, by the end of today. And unless you promise me you won't reveal it before I reveal it, then I will say it right now.
Of course.
Coastal Lux.
Okay.
It's a tribute to Mumbai city. I'm a Mumbai girl.
Yes.
And I love the whole coastal landscape. And that's where I picked my color palette from, if you see it around.
Yes.
It's very it's very to the sea and earth. And I think it reminds me Mumbai.
Yeah.
And I see it, it reminds me Mumbai and, the rest of the color palettes. So it's going to be odes to different places that I visited to my journey as a Kodai school girl. And so I'm going all the way from up north Ladakh, to down the tip of India, which no one knows, called Kanyakumari.
Yes.
So there's a place called Nambakai. So there will be lots of chats on that and how I have been inspired. But yes, as much as you see this to be a Firang or a foreigner or what I get mistaken for, even as I'm walking down Mumbai streets, no one knows that there is a true
Indian shit.
Indian in me that is so proud to be Indian. And, I don't see myself anywhere else. I love traveling the world, but the way I miss India
And Mumbai.
I can't even tell you. I love it. And that's why my whole collection, at least for now, and I will continue to be Indian. And so everything is made in India. There is not a pin that is, from China or from Italy or from Vietnam, anywhere across the globe. And I'm a proud Indian, and I will promote our local artisans, craftsmen, and everything is handcrafted, everything is selected, everything is thought about. I mean, now we can go on record, Meda, very soon I will be talking about the rugs that I make are actually made up of recycled plastic.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
so
amazing.
I am, again, in Kodai, I had a course which, we had to take it as a subject. It was environmental science. And you won't believe it, how conscious it is made. So both my husband and I are from Kodaikanal. And you won't believe it, when he has a shower, it's incredible, okay? Whilst he's applying shampoo and soap or he's brushing his teeth, we keep turning off the tap. Do you do that?
I do.
Yeah?
I feel I'm an empath, and
That's great to
I
know.
feel
I feel you will. I don't know. I mean, it's a surprise. I thought it would be a.
but I don't. Very few people do it. You're
Yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
right.
You know what I mean.
Malaika, your entire essence of the business and the brand,
Yeah.
it's so feminine.
Thank
There's
you.
so much nurturing, there's so much care.
Yes.
You've thought about everything. I want to know a little more about your journey as an entrepreneur, because you're handling people, you're handling. I understood your creative journey, but now I want to know more about your journey as an entrepreneur.
So it's so strange. I mean, I have a very very dear friend who I believe is by far the most amazing social media representative for herself, for everybody else. She has some of the biggest um, platforms. Any person, I mean, if you're lucky, she's my friend, so I got really lucky. I remember a day sitting in my house and both of us were chatting, and I was telling her, and you know what? I don't want to waste any more time.
Yeah.
I want to call my dear friend who's been a support system in EOM and been a great gorgeous friend.
Wait,
Thanks.
Oh, I love that intro. Look at us casually chilling on our essence of Malaika furniture. So cozy. Thank you, sweet.
right on the main road in Bombay,
I know.
surrounded by green and the serene environment. It's almost unbelievable.
Yeah. So Malini, I would like to say when she was, putting together the Good Creators co-launch.
Yep.
I had an idea and I wanted to kind of, put out my furniture in a place which didn't really look like a store, but more like a place that had constant interaction and lots of activity going, because I might seem like a very calm and composed person when I'm talking, but I'm full of energy. And when I look at Malini, I see like 10 guna jada energy from mine, you know what I mean? And we have a great time together, great camaraderie, and above all, we're good friends, and we have the same, I think, we have the same destination, empowering more women, seeing them out there grow and feel charged. And it's not about us not needing a man. That's all a whole load of BS. Sorry for my literature and my language. But it's about yourself, and that's what we believe in. We believe in yourself, So it's not about, and now let ma'am take it over.
Honestly, I think that's one of the many things we have in common. So, first of all, thank you so much for being here. This is the Good Critter Lounge. And I have to say, as all the lovely things that Malaika said about me, I must say, when I said that I'm trying to create a collaborative space where influencers can come. And, when I started out, I didn't have these facilities.
Yes.
I didn't know my path. But now there's like over 46 million influencers, and we want to give them a space to be able to come, create, spend time together.
Yeah.
And when, we were talking about what Malaika has planned with Essence of Malaika, and I said it would be amazing, what if we showcased your furniture here? And she was immediately on board with it. And if you go and see the, the Essence of Malaika Instagram page, EOM by Malaika, you'll see what a fun shoot we've had here.
Yeah.
And we've had Bollywood stars, influencers, friends and family, and literally the hashtag is Friends of EOM. And I think what's so nice is that the EOM brand really stands for the fact that, even things like furniture, which are static, what we think of as static, don't have to be void of personality. They don't have, because, what does furniture do? It makes a home. It makes you feel comfortable. And you have to tell everyone the tagline because it's so accurate.
But right now, it's just kind of, I've gone into freeze mode, because when Malini speaks about my furniture, I'm like, oh, damn, I wish I could speak like her. But what was it? Experience comfort, make memories.
Experience programming memories. And I think that's such a beautiful, simple, and concise way of explaining what furniture means to us, right? Like we all have memories where you've curled up on a sofa with a book that you love, or you've had a romantic moment, or you burst out laughing with girlfriends.
Or you had a candid casual podcast. You are exactly like completely non-scripted, impromptu conversation.
And if you notice, there's something about this sofa that reminds you of the sitcom Friends. Oh,
Oh my god.
theme shoot. And I think that's what's wonderful about it because in today's day and age, that's what influencers are. A lot of us have only met virtually. We have never even met in person, but you see that person, you go give them a big hug because they feel familiar. And already that's what I love about the furniture here. It's familiar, it's comfortable, it's very relatable, and it's something that's, you know, it's aspirational, but not out of reach.
Thank you, Malini. I'm humbled. You're always so warm with all your compliments. I just don't know what to do. Like I said, I'm now on loss of words.
So, but I love it. And you know, one of the things that I'm so happy about is this is a collaborative space where so many influencers come and shoot now, right? And they can come and they can use this space. We have a mirrored wall. We have this space. You can come and use the essence of Malaika furniture in your content. And this is how people are able to also collaborate with brands. You know, it makes so much sense. You have influencers, millions and millions of followers who are constantly looking for places to create content. Why not give them a space like this? And I love that this could be just an empty room, which is what it started off as. But it's come to life with literally the essence of Malaika.
I can see there are things being constructed, there are people consistently working, running around, and the vibration and the energy of the space is so nice. And I think the furniture definitely enhances that energy. But I want to know, so there's something that's common between, I'm seeing this, that you all are so helpful towards each other, and there's this myth that, you know, women and women can't work with each other, and there's jealousy, and there's this and there's that. I think you guys are just
It's a very patriarchal concept. And I say that unfortunately, it's a very easy narrative for people to suggest the suspicion and women can't work together because if all the women were allowed to just work together, then everybody else in the world would be in a lot of trouble. And I'm not saying this just to get, I'm saying in general, anyone who keeps women apart, even, you know, older generations that say, oh, don't, you know, be suspicious of that whole Saas Bahu drama, which is so done and dusted.
I mean, she's shown gratitude to her sister-in-law consistently. I mean, that itself is just, will make women
Love in the world. And I think that what I've seen, collaboration over competition, and this is actually something I myself have learned from social media influencers, YouTubers, to this day, or even influencers, started creating so much collaborative content that even platforms as big as Meta added a collaboration feature to Instagram. Seeing how much people collaborate. Again, having goosebumps to think about that. Imagine Zora company has said, okay, people are collaborating so much, let me give them a feature on my platform. What better testament is that? And think about
Very well,
right?
Very well.
We have creators who come. It makes sense because you're giving them an opportunity to have luxuries, furniture that they can shoot with, which they normally may not have access to or have the means to have. At the same time, it also helps promote the brand. So everybody wins.
Yes, absolutely. And like I said, and I think we will say this once again. It takes a village. It takes to bring up a child, and it takes a team to bring a brand alive. You know, that's what, you know, birth of EOM happened with Malini, happened with friends who, you know, have participated in every, you know, there might be, you will see film stars, you will see influencers, you will see, and if a lot of other things,
women who are inspired by
absolutely. Like definitely, you know, I feel that that's what we are promoting, that come together, work together, there is harmony, you know. Obviously there will be differences, accept them. Obviously there will be conflict, grow through it, learn through it. You know, I always say to people that never hold what you're feeling inside, let it out. There is no right, there is no wrong. Your right, your wrong will be always different from mine. And it's okay, you know, and we will make mistakes and we will crash and we will fall. But you know what? At the end of the day, we will hold each other's hand and walk together with our heads up high.
I love it. And then we'll come home and sit on some Maria couch. I think about everything we got for her.
Thank you.
I want to know, what does it take to build a good brand? You're building your baby now, and I know Malini has been, I mean, like I just told you, she walked into a panel, this is years ago, I think 7 years ago or something, and she was the only entrepreneur wearing this mini skirt and sneakers, and she walks in with full confidence.
Nothing has changed.
All the men in suits and some women in saris, and they're just looking, and this, girl is walking, and we're like, whoa,
There is a problem with their sanskar, not Malini's.
I'm to tell you honestly what it is. I always
a confidence.
I'm 46, right? And I feel like, we always talk about so many things about body shaming, skin color shaming, all of that. We don't really realize how often women are written off after the age of 35, 40. It said, okay, you're done. Advertising doesn't speak to us. Everything is okay. Now know your place and be done. And like, I don't have kids. So the expectation is have children. Otherwise, you're not a complete woman. But the point is, and I love this, and I love what Mali's done as well, is that she has started a brand after building a whole life with her kids, with her family, with her dogs, everything. Nothing stops you. There is no age limit on passion, creativity, and success. And I think that's one of the things that I'm most excited about.
That's super. I think the couch is super inspiring. There's something about this couch which is just.
It's the friends of EA.
Absolutely. And you know what? I'll tell you something, Meda. It's believing in yourself. And, there will be disappointments. You will fail. But, you just got to lift yourself up and try again and believe in yourself. Have confidence that, it's okay. Let go. Let go of that fear. Let go of that feeling that you can't do it. No, you can. Yes, you can. And it's okay. And that's what, I want to take out there through my furniture, through my accessories, through my chats like this. Malini and I have decided to have a lot of conversations with all kinds of, I don't want to leave it at women. I don't think so. I think, we have a great deal of Gen Z friends. And, I just learned the term alpha, by the way. And
Gen Alpha. I love it. Your son was like, no, mom, I'm Gen Alpha.
and I like that. You know what I mean? And so we want everyone to have a chat with us, because I think there is something deep rooted to what we want to get at, and we want to. I don't know. I'm looking at her as the next Oprah and myself as the next Michelle Obama. How about that?
The manifest, get that out there. Yeah, like,
Why not?
So, if I were to ask you, what are the three most important things to build a reliable, good brand in India?
Honestly, I can speak for myself. I think what really worked for me is you have to be consistent. So you have to show up every day. And passion isn't necessarily that I love what I do every day. It's that I do it despite not loving doing it every day. There'll be days I don't want to get out of bed or put a stitch of makeup on. Another thing is that you have to not just be consistent, but you have to be innovative. You have to adapt. Even though we started off as a blog, today people don't call themselves bloggers. They call them content creators or influencers, and you have to be platform agnostic. We went from, blog to social media to television to radio to all of that. Yeah. And I think the third part of it, and genuinely, is don't take yourself too seriously. I think that is the only way that you will have longevity. The people who take themselves too seriously or take everything too hard get stuck in a box. And then you're so self-critical, and you take every piece of criticism in, and I'll tell you a funny story. It happened with me. I remember once when I first started off on social media, someone had commented saying, Malini, you shouldn't take so many selfies unless you get a nose job. And I remember for months or years after that, I would compare my nose to everybody else's nose in every picture. And it became like a subconscious thing for me. And then I realized I'm just not going to take myself so seriously, and it's fine. And as soon as you do that, you let go of so much pressure that you put on yourself, that your brand on its own will thrive.
You free yourself up,
Free yourself.
fly.
Us humans, as nice as we claim to be, we are actually so detrimental to each other sometimes. And just let's stop doing that. We can't build anything if we are constantly, defaming each other, being negative. I mean, it's not required. And even if you have to say something, as your opinion to somebody, as advice, firstly, we're not therapists here. Okay, everybody is going through a battle in their life. And don't look at it as somebody, look at someone and say, oh, she has it all easy. She doesn't know. No. All of us are going through some struggle. Just because we don't sit out there and are constantly like, oh my God, you know, you don't know what I'm going through. You don't know, I did this and I did that. Stop it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
First things first, if you want to build a brand, stop complaining. Be positive. Be good to each other. Be good to yourself, because as you're building your brand, you are going to have to bring people together. So if you're going to start off with a negative taunt to anyone sitting in the room, okay, if you can't be nice, go sit in your room and brush your mind before you brush your hair. Okay? Clean your heart before you put makeup on your face. Okay? You cannot walk into a room and be negative to anybody. Okay? Stop it. Stop right there. So, first thing, be nice. If you're thinking about building a brand, be nice to yourself, because if you are authentic to the people out there, and when I say authentic, I don't mean like, oh, I'm like this only. No, it doesn't work that way. Start caring for people, start caring for people's emotions, be compassionate, be loving. Only then will you be showing out to the world that, okay, you believe in what you're bringing out there, okay? A brand does not mean, oh, I sell furniture, oh, I sell a content. No, you are selling something that you want to take out there to the world, to make the world experience, okay? Whether it is, so there's a part of me that loves how India celebrates. Oh my God, I love it. Whether it's the Dandiya Ras, I want to participate. Whether it's Diwali, I want to dress up. I am unabashedly sometimes the most gaudiest person in the room, and I love it. Okay? Sometimes it's nice to celebrate. So yeah, again,
I'm just connecting everything with there's the essence of Malaika, and then there's Malaika here, and I can feel, it's like live life queen size.
absolutely. And listen, like I was telling my children today, and we were discussing, and they're like, I said, you know what? You can desire to have everything. Okay? It's infinite. Okay? You can have more shoes, more bags, more clothes. It's a never-ending list, right? And there was a debate. I mean, this is, I don't know whether we can do it off record or on record, but it might teach somebody, And obviously, everyone knows my husband is in the media business, and he's like, well, if you're in the media business, you might need that. I said, I disagree. You know what I mean? It's, what do I need, right? I need a pair of good shoes, comfortable shoes. So I might invest a packet on a pair of shoes, right? Because it's going to take me places. Yeah, I'm going to have journeys to go to, whether it's a nightclub or, I mean, I can walk a mile in this Valentino's. I mean, yeah, but I look after it, right? It's not like I'm promoting that everyone must have a Valentino and only, but I'm comparing like brand to the need of the hour. You can have 20 Valentinos, but you don't need 20 Valentinos. So, right? So back to, it's a desire can be endless. But look into what you need, okay? I need a home, I need food, I need furniture to sleep in. So, so look at what you actually need before you build a brand. Believe in it.
And you guys have come up with, this space. I want to know more about this space. Like it has everything. I mean,
Well, yeah, it's going to be sort of a jack of all trades kind of space, because content creators now come in literally all shapes, sizes, and content verticals. So we do have like a mirrored glass where we teach people the latest trending choreography. We've done great panels here. We've done some fun shoots. We did the EOM shoot as well.
yeah.
We do pop-ups. So basically what I wanted to do is just create a collaborative space where creators can come, mingle, and, supports like when you know how much effort goes into becoming someone who's, and all creators are building a personal brand themselves, right? So they're constantly working on that, constantly working on their social media. So it's nice to meet other people who speak the same language in a sense, right? And know what you're talking about. There's a lot of people outside there looking at social media influencers probably think, oh, this person's just busy taking pictures of themselves, or they're so vain, or all they do is spend time on their phone. But it's a whole other career choice. And And yes, I'm definitely addicted to my phone, but it's a lot of work. So it's nice to have a space like that. And what we plan to do here is make it a space that's really multifunctional. So you can come and create a whole set and do a show, just like we're recording this podcast here. You can come and shoot full-fledged TV shows. You can come and meet people. You can have inspiring experiences, and you can have fun too. And it doesn't hurt that there's a makeup store here because everyone needs to look their best as well. So so it's kind of a space for all, and it's going to keep evolving. And just like you're seeing the first collections at Essence of Malaika here, there's going to be more collections, and you're going to see a lot more, a lot of more fun.
And I want people to know that this furniture can be ordered online.
Okay.
You can DM on the EOM page, and someone will definitely reach out to you. So it's I do not want to misrepresent myself that I only do this for studios or I do this for talk shows. I do intend to let the world, as of now, I'm happy with India, seeing it. But I just, I feel that you don't have to have a store to tell a story, right? You need a friend who believes in you, and you both have the same dream and same vision, because I think we intend to take this all across India, the globe. Yeah, let's see. Maybe the globe. I'm trying to kind of coax Malini into coming with me all across India, and let's see how that goes. As of now, this worked in Mumbai. I don't see why it doesn't work anywhere else.
So just like Malaika said, it's an immersive experience of the furniture. So just like when you're shopping for anything, instead of just looking at a catalog or going to a store and seeing the furniture maybe just set up in a very static way, because it's so cute. When you'll see the influencers using the furniture, like you're sitting on it now, you know how comfortable it is. Tomorrow, when you think of ordering furniture, you're like, oh, okay, I saw this brand. And so it creates that recall as well. And I think it's very much in line with, the kind of brand of affordable luxury that influencers in the lifestyle that influencers also want to have today. And, everybody is now living in their own apartments, and they're creating their Instagrammable corners, and all the furniture is super Instagrammable and functional and comfortable.
Both of you, the businesses, they're made with heart and so much soul. There's so much passion and creativity. I want you to speak about, when like the business world is very dominated by males, and I do want you to speak about that when businesses are created with heart and soul, with a sort of a feminine energy, it has a different vibe to it. I know creative and commerce have to go hand in hand, but without the creative, there is no commerce.
Let's be under no illusion. We're all business women here. So we definitely in it to make the money as well. So as much as this is for passion, maybe we bring a lot of EQ to the business, but rest assured, business is business.
Absolutely. I mean, in fact, the shoot, I have 12, 15 friends who all, so I think Malini asked Zayed, so tell us about this. And then Malini pointed out and said, these are the billionaire wives. And I corrected him and said, no, they're all boss ladies. They're all entrepreneurs. They do various things. Some of them, two of them own the top most luxurious spas today in India. She owns the entire Baba International. Another friend is in one of the topmost Bollywood production homes. Actually, three of them are, and so in their own realms, they are somebody. You know what I mean? And the way they handle themselves, again, with their children, with their homes, with their dogs and their in-laws. And what's beautiful is we all juggle it. You won't see a strand out of place. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Absolutely. I am at
You see all my friends, they're so fit as fiddles. You know what I mean? Some of them do have hormonal issues, which obviously, God makes us all a particular way and we accept it, but they all take care of themselves. Sorry, friends, some of them are 50 plus, some of them are 45 plus, but they don't look a day older than a 35-year-old woman today. They're all proud. And that's the thing, right, Medha? We want to tell the world that, like she said, because women have an emotional quotient, that does not make us not want to be that masculine energy that everybody sees that only businessman can do. No, we can, but we know, you don't have to be, if you've seen the show, sorry, I'm quoting this, Succession, where the father just every second word is F-O, 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 F-O. I mean, I was just like, is that what we are promoting to our younger generation? No. So somewhere you have to draw the line where you can converse, communicate, with a very subtle, sometimes softness and silence goes a long way. And, in that, I will just say, and it is a fact, money talks and wealth whispers. Nicely put.
And on that note, I'm extremely grateful for both of you for doing this. Malini, thank you for the beautiful space. Malaika, thank you for suggesting this. It works out in the best possible way in the end. Thank you for your time, guys.
And I want you to know, Medha, anytime you want to do a podcast, please come here
Yes.
and spread the word. We want young women, men. We want everyone to come. Space, see the furniture, see the collection firsthand. Of course, you can follow the Essence of Malaika Instagram page. It's EOM by Malaika. But if you want to come, look, feel, touch, play, then come to the Good Creator Lounge and see it first.
Thank you guys so much. All the best. And I know we all are going to rock.